attention that a lot of people do not know how to grocery shop. So we're gonna have a little lesson today. We're gonna go to the grocery stores together. We're gonna figure out what we need and what we don't need. First things first, I know this is an absolute disaster, but if you are not checking your entire pantry and your fridge before you go to the grocery store, you are automatically setting yourself up for failure. Also a very large advocate for freezing meats and breads so that they stay fresh for longer. Things first, I'm going to Target. Now, I'm going to Target because I need some cleaning supplies and because I need some more Zevo sticky pads because we're still having an app problem. Now, I love Target and I love the dollar spot, but we do not get groceries, food items, produce at Target. Only thing that I consistently get at Target is drinks because I get a lot of our groceries at Aldi each week and they do not sell certain brand names. Now I normally get TheraBreath, but these are buy one get one 50, so we're gonna get this instead. All right, I got Zevo plug-in and a pack of refills for the one I already have, 36 sodas, 2 things of mouthwash, spent $57. All right, I spent $97. I've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 2 people for minimum 8 days. I did the math, and I'm gonna say that I spent $100 on all of the groceries all together today, and that's for 2 people, minimum 8 days. That's less than $6 a day, and that's all 3 meals. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'll kind of go over everything that I got in Aldi when I get home. I will also do like a weekly video of what I've eaten, not for like health purposes, but just so you can see how my budget actually coincides with what I eat on a daily basis. All right,
So $100 for 2 people, that's actually not pretty bad. And she said that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But again, she did go to Aldi. Now, I personally don't care for Aldi just because every time I go in that grocery store, all the food and the produce seems to be rotted out and not in good quality. So, but the fact that she was able to get all that food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a good little, like a week, I think she said like a week. But for 2 people, that's pretty good for $100.
recap, I got 2 cans of crushed tomato, some corn, some diced tomatoes, pinto beans, kidney beans, black beans, pesto, 2 things of pasta sauce, 2 things of pico, a box of taquitos, a bag of Aldi brand pizza rolls, some ground beef, some bacon, some chicken, some scalloped potatoes, some chicken nuggets, taco and chili mix, 2 boxes of macaroni, some almond milk, some caramel macchiato, tomatoes, and a 3-pack of baking sheets, and I spent $97.
Going on with the restaurants, prices have gotten a little out of control. Now, I know supplies aren't cheap, food's not cheap. Okay, I get that. I know you have to raise your prices a little bit. Well, I am well aware when I take my entire family out to eat. Okay, we have 3 kids, so our total is probably going to be $60, $70. Okay, we're ready for that. Well, my husband and I went to a local restaurant.
$60, $70 for a family of 4, that's actually not bad at all. So especially with going out there, because like she said, even going to these restaurants, it's so expensive out here these days. You might as well just go ahead and spend that extra money paying those expensive grocery prices and cooking your food. But yeah, what she said, that $60, $70 for a family of 4 is not bad at all.
Today, and we got our check, and it was $41. $41. He got a sweet tea. I got a Dr. Pepper. He got a fish sandwich with fries, and he got it on a salad. I had their sandwich of the week, which was a chicken Alfredo wrap. It was, okay, like grilled chicken with some Alfredo with noodles and just put in a tortilla.
And it probably wasn't even good. I wonder if she's about to say that. I haven't watched this yet, but usually when you go out to eat, at least from my experience lately, when I've been going out to eat to these restaurants, the food is really not that good.
Not good at all. And I got fries with it too.
Didn't I tell you? I kind of figured that's where she was going with that. Because, yeah, you might as well just go ahead and cook your own food. This food at these restaurants, it is not good. Lately, at least in my area, maybe where I'm at too, but it's like they just don't care anymore. The quality's going down, but the price is going up.
$41 for that. My sandwich and my little fries was $15.99. That at all. Okay, this is lunch. We had lunch portions. I'll just spit. And $15.99 for my meal. And I think my husband's was $12.99. Like, so my wrap was the sandwich of the week, but they didn't have a price next to it. So I'm thinking, okay, it's, you know, just a sandwich. $15.99 for my little wraps that were not good at all. And it was just like one wrap. They just cut it in half. And then like a handful of fries. Not worth $41 at all. And then our waitress said she was the only waitress for the entire restaurant, including the bar. And then they had like 2 guys in the kitchen maybe. Terrible, terrible experience. And it was a restaurant in my little hometown. Well, where I live now. And I mean, we were there for probably at least an hour. Just for 2 sandwiches and some fries. Absolutely terrible. My food was not good. And I'm not one to speak up because the waitress was a grouch anyway. So I wasn't going to say this is not good. And also this price is absolutely ridiculous. But 2 people should not be spending $41 to go sit down and eat lunch. We didn't have steak dinners. This was lunch.
All right, you animals, I'm going to teach you how to go grocery shopping on a budget. Let's do.
Yeah, go ahead and teach us how to go grocery shopping on the budget. We all here for that. Let's see what he got for us.
First of all, stop shopping at Whole Foods. Stop shopping at all the fancy places, especially since Whole Foods was bought by Amazon. That place sucks anyway. The produce.
I absolutely agree with him with that. You don't have to go to these fancy grocery stores, the Whole Foods and all that. I really feel like they all use the same food vendors and all that stuff is, yeah, I agree with him on this one. Let's see where else he's going with this.
Always bad. Find a bargain.
You know, everybody's loving this Aldi. I'm not a fan. I get you can go and save a lot of money on groceries. But like I said, every time I go into Aldi, all the food, the produce and everything is all rotted out. It's just poor quality for me. So I don't shop in Aldi's. But if you can go and find you a good deal, definitely go to Aldi's and save you some money. So
We're going to fucking Aldi. Shit, I forgot a quarter. I need a quarter. Damn it.
because you definitely got to put the quarter in the carts, you know, just to use your grocery store buggy to put your food in. You definitely got to pay that little quarter. You get it back once you return that cart, but yeah, you got to get that quarter when you go to Aldi.
We're ready. So to shop effectively, you need to break it down into 3 categories: produce, meat, starch. Let's start with the meats. The trick is to buy the big shit. Stop buying pre-cut steaks. You want to buy stuff like this. Look, this is a chuck roast. This is way cheaper than the other beef, and you can break this down into steaks, tenderloins, stew meat. I'm going to show you how to do that. So this is $6 a pound versus this is $13 a pound, okay? And the difference is not that drastic. Same thing with ground beef, all right? The higher the fat content, the cheaper it's gonna be. But if you render this out and drain the fat, then it's not gonna be as fatty. So we're getting the bulk, $85.15. It is $5 a pound. Now, if you get the leaner one, $96.4, this is gonna cost you $7 a pound. That's the difference. You save money in the little stuff. This chicken's $3.49 a pound. And what we're gonna do is get the whole chicken, because it's $1.50 a pound. I've showed you how to do this on my TikTok already. Now let's get our produce, our fresh veggies. The trick with this one is we're buying bulk, okay? Get the bag of onions and keep them in a dark place to last you for a while. Whole bag of potatoes, $3.50. Bag of apples, $4. $4. You see what I'm saying? Buy it in bulk, damn it. Go to Costco, go to BJ's, get the big bag of shit. Bag of spinach, $1.50. With the spinach, the trick is, I know it goes bad really fast. If you're not going to use it, throw it in the freezer and you can use it for smoothies. Bag of spinach. Also looking for deals. If you see a deal in the store, just get it. 2 for $1, try it out. There's plenty of recipes you can mess with to make different things. And see things like this, the pre-sliced fruit. Don't waste your money on this stuff. They mark it up. This is more expensive than buying an entire watermelon, and it's like 8 slices of watermelon. Don't buy this shit.
I agree with him on that. Like when I used to go to the grocery store, I would get the pineapples, the already sliced up pineapples. But a whole pineapple is less than like $3, and you could just chop it up yourself and save you so much money. So I definitely agree with him on that one.
Like those are, it's $4.50. If you buy the pre-sliced one is $4 itself. Same with these pre-made salads are trash. They're garbage. They're always wilted and gross. They're way too expensive. It's $3, and you can buy the ingredients to make a salad for less than that. Don't buy pre-shredded cheese either. This is way more expensive than buying a block of cheese. If you buy the block, it's cheaper. Also, did you know that in every bag of shredded cheese, they put a chemical in there to keep it from coagulating so that the cheese doesn't melt in the bag?
I had no idea. He just educated me on something. So some chemicals, more processed stuff to put in your food, making it less healthy. Okay, it's good to know that.
If you want meltier cheese, that ooey gooey shit, you need to shred it yourself. I believe in making your own stock at home, but it's always good to have a backup. So get yourself some chicken broth, some veggie broth, and some beef broth. These are $1.95 a piece, and you can do a lot with broths. So make sure you have broths in your fridge. Get a giant bag of rice. I can't stress this enough. And always buy parboiled. What that means is it's already been cooked a little bit, so it's not as starchy, and it'll cook faster. If you're buying these, the 90-second things, they're full of weird shit, and they don't taste as good, and they cost way more money. Buy a big bag. This will last you for a very long time, and this is $3.50. As far as snacky poos go, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm not gonna gatekeep this one. I'd be lying if I'm not gonna get some peanut butter pretzels, because I want some peanut butter pretzels. So, is it in the budget? No, shut up. And one of my favorite cheat meals is all these original thin pizzas. These are ridiculously good, and they're like $3 a pop, so leave me alone.
Okay, I wonder if he's going to tell us his grand total of what he spent on groceries today. Let's see. At Aldi.
$139, and I got enough food to feed my entire family for at least 8 days. So if you buy things the right way and you stop shopping at shitty places like Whole Foods where they jack up all the prices, it's no better than this. I promise you, as a chef, the produce at Whole Foods these days is terrible.
Okay, so yeah, we might want to listen to the chef. You know, he said he spent $139, and you know, he said he's able to feed his family for the next 8 days, and he's a chef, so I definitely would take all his tips into consideration. If you have some more grocery shopping tips that you would like to share with us, go ahead and drop those down in the comments. I appreciate y'all tuning into another episode of Gag with Geach, and I will see y'all in the next video. Geach out.